Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we are going to bring up the other ship. We finally have everything charged, packed up and ready to go. We have our little welding ship up here, and we have a pretty decent drop up there. So let's get started. Whee! Doo-doo. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day and a terrific week thus far. And as you can see, we are in free fall. So make sure our it slowed me down. Let's try that again. Oh, so yes, what we're doing is, well, showing you the elevator and having some fun doing it. We actually have finished this thing all the way outside of the gravity planes. We can now dock ships to this a little bit easier. Let us not smack into the 3D printer. That would be a bad thing. Alright, so what we want to do today is we're going to take this little beastie up to where the other little beastie is docked. Now we have made some changes to the ship. Let me show you what we've done. I've gone ahead and added a couple of more O2 generators. So we now have 5 of these things in play. I got 4 of them here, 1 inside. And the reason I did that is so that I can burn extra ice to not only refill the tanks faster, but also to power the hydrogen engine, which we have running on the ship right now. That's actually what's powering everything. Now, we did, if you remember, we've already separated everything. I did patch the hole, and I changed the entrance area a little bit. Unfortunately, because of the way everything works, if you use the ladder, you can't really do anything because of the door, the way that the door's collisions work. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now the nice thing is that it is easier to open and close this thing. And we're going to close that off. Check how much time we have. We have about 4 hours worth of power in the batteries, which is fine. Okay. One thing I do want to do is we're going to turn that on so we actually have some gravity in this place. And we still, as you can see, can't go external on our view, but that's fine. Hopefully everything turned on. We'll find out in a second. Turn off the auto lock. Oh, you know what? We have a camera. So that sounded expensive. Let's go check to see what that was. I've got plenty of ice. I'm not going to worry about the atmosphere right this second. Okay, so what it looks like is we just had the landing gear stuck. Okay, that's fine. So we do need to bring the ship up a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back in there, get the ship up, and we're going to get up there and hopefully dock. Go ahead and close that. Just because. Alright. There we go. I think that gets us free and clear. Ah, that's what it was. Okay. The thrusters, when we turned it on, destroyed some of the blocks. But, you know, we knew that was going to happen. Alright. So it's good to know that the ship flies. Alright. So I'm really liking this this ship design. I am rather surprised by just how much stuff we were able to cram into the ship. I mean, this thing is a fully functional base at this point. Turn off the hydrogen generator. All right. Let's see if we can get ourselves better situated. Alright, so we're gonna go this way. And swing ourselves around here a little bit. Alright. Oh. Helps if we get everything situated up, right? Now the connector is directly below the camera. So what we're going to try and do is get this thing lined up here. And see if we can dock. What I'll probably do is come back and set up some kind of docking indicator. But for now, this should be good, I think. That's good. Whoop. Knock that off. A little too much gyro power. We're gonna have to adjust some of this thing. There we go. Let's head out and take a quick look. It's nice to have gravity again. Alright, so... Alright, so that's going to be issues on that side. So I'm basically going to have to strip this upper platform back. Yeah, we're going to have to... You know, it'd probably just be best to just go ahead and take this whole line out on both sides. It's just safer. Which is fine. I'm not really that worried about it, but... So we are a little bit low. Just bring it up just a smidgen. Basically what I need to do is aim so that the center of my screen is looking at that little space right there. Yeah. And that should get us pretty squared up on everything. Let's make sure that everything here's okay. We haven't done any damage to any of the equipment. Yep, we're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back in there. We're gonna get everything in place. And we'll get locked up in here. Alright. And we're latched in. Okay, so in theory now, we should be able to go large cargo and move stuff over. Ha ha ha, look at that. Okay. So we're going to take all of the parts out of the welding ship, which is the parts I just grabbed. Let's see here. And we want looks like everything is good. All right, so now if we decide we want to go anywhere, we can just empty everything out of the manufacturing area for parts. We can transfer all the parts over here, go do what we need to do, like say build a new base, you know, whatever. It's all good. Okay. So whoop, that's what I forgot. I want to turn those off. Now, one of the benefits is that because of the fact that this is a space elevator, we are outside of the planet's gravitational well. So even if something happens with, you know, how sometimes when you log out of the game, log back in, you will get just funny things that happen. Well, hopefully our ship won't come crashing down around us. Alright, so let's go ahead and charge up. Let's make sure all of our tanks are full. You know what? Let's move. What do we want to move? That works. Alright, and we're going to grab that. So it's full. Okay, so all of our stuff is full. Oh, yeah, I did make some changes, by the way. Before I forget to explain all of the changes that we made. So what we've done, I got some, right? So not only did we change the entrance door here, which is kind of frightening when you look out there and you see open space. We also have put in a second door here to make this a impromptu airlock. We moved this door out to give us a little bit more room in the engineering section, especially since this is our spawn point. When the door was here, you would spawn in here. You could spawn in here fine. It was no real issue. It's just kind of disconcerting when you spawn in and you're facing a door. So I figured this way, when you spawn in, you at least have a little bit of room to walk around. And then in here, we want to make sure this thing can get into the inventory. Yep, it can. Okay. So yeah, everything's piped in correctly. And if you remember what I was saying when we did the retrofit, we actually had to pipe in conveyor blocks. And it turned out that because of the fact that I had so much redundancy in the build, we were able to get everything piped in together, which was very beneficial. So the ship is fully functional. So what we're going to do, oh, and yeah, I've got some status indicators going on here as well. So this is telling us what our power is. This is telling us everything in our inventory. It's looking across all of our grids. And this is telling us what equipment is running. So when I'm disconnected from the base, this basically just tells me the things that I need to know if they're running. The refineries, the assemblers, med bays, things like that. And then how much cargo is being used as well. Very important when you have a mobile base to know just how much stuff you're carrying, because, well, if you don't know how much stuff you're carrying, you're going to eventually find yourself carrying too much. And then our timer block to run the LCD script. Man, I kind of want to go land on that planet now. Alright, so let's see here. Head back this way. We're going to go ahead and close this up. Make sure I have my helmet on. I do that every so often where I will forget to turn or close my helmet. It's very hard to breathe vacuum. Alright. So that is the ship docked. That actually worked out really well. And I'm tempted to put another connector on here, but I kind of like having this where it only connects on one side like that. And then we have the larger, we have a connector up here, so if we build a larger ship, which we will do eventually, we'll be able to connect it through the bottom. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this going. Get that. Alright, so we're going to take the little welding ship here down to the hangar area because we're going to go dock this thing. Oh, before we do, I took everything out. Alright, so the only thing is medium cargo. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this stuff apart. Do I want to take that off? I think I want to take that off. I was trying to decide if I really wanted to take that out or not. Because what I was thinking was I could leave it on there, but I would have to move this down anyway, and it kind of defeats the purpose. So, all right. And the habit that I have gotten into is always disable the strength on those. All right. We're gonna go ahead and reset that really quick. I want you to switch lock. All right, down we go. So yeah, it was building the space elevator was a lot of fun, and it was I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult simply because of the fact that I am playing with the third person disabled. So having to do everything in first person, and if you wanted to, if you want to have external views, you have to build cameras. It does add a challenge that I wasn't quite expecting, but I have to say I am rather enjoying, because it's the limit of your view. So, alright. So let's go ahead, get this thing. I'm gonna swing ourselves around here. I am liking the maneuverability of these ship designs. Alright, so you should come forward. I think that's about right. I might have to go back one block. No, I was dead on. Okay, so that is... Cockpit has to be in the middle of the third block forward. So we're looking for... about there. There you go. All right, that actually works out really well. Okay. Actually, is the landing gear switchable at that point? Let's turn that on for a second. Yeah, that works really well. Okay. So we have a small craft that I'm going to repurpose somehow. I'm basically going to strip most of this back to the tank, and we're going to rewire, probably end up rewiring it a little bit. I don't know, actually. Come to think of it, it might make more sense to just go ahead and leave it with the drills on it. Yeah, I'll probably put the drills back on it. But I do like it as a small scout craft. It's actually rather convenient. Though the part that we run into the problem, though, is that if I want to use it for doing welding, what I might do is put a welder on one side, a grinder on the other, and see where I can make changes in order to get this thing rerouted, because I'd really hate to have to break the entire ship to change the way that cargo is being moved around in here. That would be very unfortunate. I might just go ahead and leave this as a miner, and then build a new version of it with large cargo connectors being a little bit more readily available. Yeah. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to call this one here, because what I'm, wow, dude, you can see you can see that ship up there. Holy crap. Just tells you how large the small ship is. All right, but yeah, so what I was going to say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do a bunch of mining. We're going to get a whole lot of resources. We're going to build, you know, probably like 20 or 30,000 plates and just a bunch of things to take with us. And we're going to head over to one of the planets. I'm thinking we're going to head over to the Mars-like planet first. Build a small outpost over there, like say fuel refineries or something. Probably do this in the, let me see, that's going east to west, that's due south, so maybe at the southern pole, which is at the top middle of the screen here. I'm wondering, is there any place on the planet that gets majority of the sun for the majority of the day? I'll probably hang out over on just over the horizon from where I'm at and watch the planet, and basically just watch the time cycle to see if there's anywhere on the planet that gets sun for the majority of the day. Because if we can get if we can find a spot where the sun never really sets, that would be really good, because then we can basically have continuous power just from solar. We'll probably have to set up a wind farm as well, and then we'll set up a couple of batteries in there so that the whole thing stays self-sufficient. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so we're gonna plan our next big excursion. Is going to be heading over to Mars, well, the Mars-like planet, on our little ship. But that means I have to gather a crap ton of resources, get them processed, because we're going to need to be able to build an atmospheric version of something like this once we get there, to expand our resource empire. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. I'm going to thank you all for stopping. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, or if there's something you'd like to see me take on, definitely throw it down in the comment section below the video. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, or just want to do something nice for me today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have already subscribed, or if you have smacked that button now, don't forget to ring the bell if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on around here. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this base at this point. The rest of it is just getting things done. And if we're really slick, what we'll do is we'll have it set up with a laser antenna between the two bases. That way we can actually see the inventory and things that are going on between the bases. So if we deposit a bunch of materials down there, we can actually see the progress of that material up here. I may need to build a relay to do this. I might end up building a communication satellite. Oh, that could be interesting. Build a communications network. I think we're gonna have to. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Oh, and before I forget, if you haven't done so, or if you haven't heard, because I know not everybody follows me over on Twitter, it's fine. I've been asked by a couple of people in the community if I would consider doing a podcast, and I'm thinking we're going to do it. If you want more details, be sure to join us over on Discord. There will be a section over there specifically for the community to ask questions to have answered during the podcast. Any weeks that I don't have questions to answer, I'll probably just make something up. So, but for those who don't know, I work full time, and my full time job is actually in the gaming industry, and I've been in the gaming industry for 16 plus years at this point, in various roles. And so what I'm going to do is talk about some of the behind the scenes things about what it's like to work in the industry, what types of things, if you're interested in getting into the industry directly, some of the things it helps to know, what ways you'll be able to do so. Like, do you want to come in as QA? Do you want to work on the business side of it? You know, developers, designers. Between what I have done and the people that, you know, my friends outside of YouTube and offline, we've covered pretty much the entire industry, including some people who have started their own companies in the gaming industry. So we'll be able to talk on a bunch of the different topics. So if you have questions, go over to the Discord. We'll have a channel set up, or there will be a channel set up by the time this video comes out, for you specifically to post the questions. Do keep the post only 2 questions to be answered. And yeah, you never know, your question might get chosen. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. I'm going to hide behind the laser antenna. Ooh, I wonder if we can overclock these things and make it into a toaster oven. That'd be kind of cool, right? Be able to make some fresh pizza in space? Oh, hell yeah, I think I'm so down for that.